What's going on, y'all? It's JD Pickell with On 3. Today on the Hard Count, we're going to take a pulse of the USC Trojans. Welcome into the Hard Count, the people show for every single thing that you know and that you love about college football. It happens here on a daily basis. Nick Brake does the heavy lifting. You can help drive the show by subscribing to the channel. That is what drives this operation, our subscribers. Now, Nick and I are going to jump on a plane, make our way out to the West Coast, and take a pulse of the USC Trojan football program. It has been the epicenter for all things college football storylines, it seems like, over the last few months. And unless you've been living under a rock, we'll recap it for you really quickly. Lincoln Riley, for what people in Norman would say in the dead of night, takes a job in Los Angeles with the USC Trojans to be the head coach. Shortly thereafter, a mass exodus of other transfers jump in the portal and say, we're playing with Lincoln. Jordan Addison, Blitnikoff Award winner, now at USC. Caleb Williams, his former quarterback at Oklahoma, he's now at USC. A bunch of other ballers. I mean, Brennan Rice, Travis Dye, you name it. If they can run a route, catch a football at an elite level, they're probably at USC. Mario Williams, another guy from Oklahoma, follows Lincoln Riley. So now Lincoln Riley has all of these guys now on his offense, added some on defense as well, and USC is shaping up to be a really exciting team to watch here in the fall. And so we're going to go ahead and take a pulse. You know how we do it here. Internally, so inside that locker room, we're going to put our two fingers on the wrist, take a pulse of the locker room. Program of the fan base, that is, take a pulse of the fan base, and then we're going to go ahead and give you our diagnosis at the end of this whole deal. So internally, the pulse is, we're here. Like, we are here, what's up? And not only figuratively are they here in terms of feeling like maybe they've arrived and maybe they're ready to compete for the Pac-12. We're here as in, we just got here. A lot of us are transfers. We're new to this program. We're not carrying with us the baggage of previous seasons of what's going on at USC, why can't they compete in the Pac-12, why can't they do this, why can't they do that? I mean, all the things that have weighed the Trojan program down, that's not touching a lot of these guys on this program because they're new. Now, getting back to the point I was just making a second ago, figuratively, they feel like they're here as well. Like, they're here to win games and chew bubblegum, and they're all out of bubblegum, if you catch my drift. They're ready to make something happen in this Pac-12. And so, for all of the talent they have on this program, they don't see a reason why they need to wait. Caleb Williams, like I said, is here to make something happen now. A lot of his recruitment, a lot of what went into him transferring was to set up himself to be the first quarterback taken when it's time for him to enter the NFL draft. And so in order to do that, you got to ball. You got to put up big numbers. And so I think that's what we can see from this offense is they're chomping at the bit. They're ready to go. They're going to be able to put up points in LA. It's just a matter of what does the rest of this program do? Does the defense hold up their end of the bargain? But like I said, in terms of the pulse internally, we're here. We're ready to go. We don't see a reason why we need to ask for permission. Let's kick the door down. That's the feeling in that locker room. And I don't blame them for all the talent they have in-house. The pulse of the fan base is a little bit unique because, as you know, in LA, there is no shortage of options for things that can have your attention. I mean, Hollywood's right there. There is a number of beautiful beaches that you can spend your time at. And so the feeling within the fan base for the first time in a minute is, you have our attention. Because, like I just mentioned, there has been season after season recently, since Sam Darnold was playing quarterback there, of disappointment for USC Trojan fans. There hasn't really been a strong reason for these fans to buy a ticket and go to the LA Coliseum. And it's unfortunate, it's sad because that's a beautiful venue. LA and USC is one of the most storied programs in all of college football. Like, it deserves probably a little more juice than it gets, but just by nature of location, it isn't always going to be at the top of your list for what you want to do on a Saturday afternoon. If USC's missing a bowl game, you're not going to go watch the Trojans play. It's just the fact of the matter. But now, with one of the best offensive minds in all of college football, he's your head coach, one of the most exciting, for my money, the most talented, just straight up physically talented player in the country in Caleb Williams at quarterback, and then the best wide receiver in Jordan Addison playing receiver. I mean, those three ingredients in themselves makes it worth the price of admission. And so the fan base now is saying, okay, we're watching. Like now we're excited to see what you do. We're bought in. You have our attention. Now, our diagnosis for USC can be summed up in the IKEA chair protocol. And what does that mean? USC right now has a lot of pieces. I mean, every piece you could want to get this thing going is now in-house at USC. Phenomenal head coach in terms of X's and O's. Like I mentioned, the most talented player in the country for my money in Caleb Williams. The best receiver in the country in Jordan Addison. Over 1,000 yards rusher in Travis Dye. Proven receivers like Mario Williams. You have a lot of pieces. I even think the defense can get it done with the defensive coordinator, Alex Grinch. I think they have the chance to get it done at least. And they've added some talent there via the portal. But there's a lot of pieces. Just like an IKEA chair. When you buy it from the store, everything that you need to put that together is in that box. Now, you know just as well as I know, when you take that chair home and dump all the pieces out, you start to put it together and you say, okay, this will take about an hour, hour and a half tops. At USC, they're thinking, okay, it might take an offseason. It might take a game or two to kind of get our legs under us. And then 1.5 hours turns to 2 weeks, turns to 3 weeks, turns to a month and a half, to where those pieces have just been lying somewhat assembled on your living room floor. And you're looking at it and saying, dang it, I didn't think it would take this long. That's the same thing I'm looking at with USC. I'm not saying it's going to take this long. I'm just saying it's going to be a matter of how quickly they can put it together. And same thing when you put that chair together, some of it's just following the directions, sticking to the script, sticking to the plan. I didn't think this piece would go here. I don't understand why that would fit that. Oh, look, it fits perfectly. Great. That actually looks really good. It might be some of that for USC. To steal a term from the Sixers, they may need to trust the process a little bit. It may not always look perfect. It might be uncomfortable. People are going to have to sacrifice a little bit of their role. But if they can stick to the script, trust the directions, trust the process, they're going to be able to get this thing done. You stick to the directions, you get that thing done in an hour and a half. You stick to the directions at USC, you're rolling by week 3 or 4. So all the things that they want to achieve are very much attainable at USC. It's all in front of them. Can they get it done relies on how much they're willing to stick to the script. That's it for us here on the Hard Count. We appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter at JD Pakel to stay up with every single thing we're doing here. We want you a part of this party. So we're going to keep the party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of the Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.